Look, more money investing. The problem with you is that you don't understand that YouTube is entertainment. And you try sometimes to be entertaining, you're not funny. But even though you have no sense of humor and you're not funny, your attempt at entertainment, I say, hey, what the heck, right? You're trying to be entertaining. But see, what you're doing right now is you're not trying to be entertaining anymore. You're encouraging family members, I'm reading your post, to come forward and talk to you like, what the F-U-C-K? And you're actually trying to, I don't know, hurt me in some way legally? Is that what you're trying to do? So in other words, this is no longer entertainment. Okay? You have malice intent. You're trying to hurt me and my children and my family so you could go F yourself, you piece of garbage, you low-life piece of trash. I'm not talking about you anymore because look, this was entertainment. This was fun. And when something is fun and when something is entertaining, I go with it. I like it, but this is not entertaining anymore. Okay. You're acting like a person who is a deranged Norman Bates psychopath. I think you need help. Okay, listen, and I know you're not going to accept it, but listen, the fact is my wife and mother passed away. The children's mother and grandmother passed away all in the same year. And look at the stuff that you're writing. You think you're a good human being? You think you're a Christian, a Catholic, a man of God, a conservative? No. Okay, Charlie Kirk would say right to your face, may he rest in peace, that have some heart. Richard's wife and mother passed away. Richard's children, Jennifer's children, my grandmother's grandchildren, they lost their mom and their grandmother. This is not the work of God, what you're doing. And if you think it is, it's the work of the devil. You're the devil, okay? And I am not going to go back and forth with exchanges with the devil. So if you want to bring it back to entertainment where, we break each other's balls, I'm all for that. But what you're doing now, asking family members to talk to you, and nah. You're going too far. You're bringing this to levels now. That's disgusting. That's evil. Talking about how they paid for my mother's funeral and Jennifer's funeral, and you're like, and this guy stuffs his face and this and that. Listen to me. You don't deserve to know the truth about a lot of things. There's a lot of truth that you don't know. I'll just give you a little tiny piece. The amount of money that my family helped, okay, my wife and my mother, let's just say, I'll mention a few people. Certain cousins got well over $10,000 from me, and I took care of them their entire childhood life. Took them to the best restaurants, bought them the best clothes, entertainment. This is some of the people that you're mentioning that helped me, okay, and helped my wife and helped my mother. They got times 10. Okay, times 10. Okay, and they know it's true. Okay, and they know it's true. That's what family's supposed to do, is help each other. Then as far as family members that help my mother, let's put it this way, you piece of garbage. I'll say it right to their faces. I took care of my mother my whole adult life. My mother lived with me. I supported my mother. I took care of my mother. I rescued my mother from a life that was horrible with my father. I rescued her. I took care of her. She lived with me and my wife, Jennifer, our entire married life. Okay, so they came through one time and helped my mother when I've been helping her for over 20 plus years. What do you want me to do? Give these people a trophy, a medal? What do you want me to do? God bless them. Thank you for your help. But guys, how about the 20 plus years I took care of my mother and I supported her and I took care of her? How about that? That doesn't count, right? See, this is what a deranged lunatic that more money investing is. This is why I say he's the devil. And this is why I say he's a low-life piece of garbage, human trash. Because what this guy does is he won't look at like 27 years. I was the most amazing boyfriend and husband to Jennifer. He doesn't look at none of that shit. He doesn't look at that. He doesn't look at that I stood by my wife's side for 10 years and supported her when she couldn't work anymore and took care of her and helped her with the children and took care of her and took care of my mother. He doesn't look at none of this. Here's what he looks at. Oh, when your wife or mom passed away unexpectedly, and it was unexpected, even though Jennifer had cancer for 10 years, we were in shock that it happened so fast, her passing away. And my mother, who had no idea she had a pulmonary embolism, it was a shock. Okay, so what this piece of garbage is focusing on is, well, when they passed away unexpectedly, family helped you a little bit. That's what he's looking at. That's what he's focusing on. And he's trying to make it seem that what a person does when their wife and mother passes away is something you'll never understand. Okay, yeah, some people turn to drugs. Some people turn to alcohol. I turned to food. The whole thing with Sarah, I'm not going over this anymore. She talked to me 4 hours, 5 hours every day. Okay, at the time, she was a distraction and she helped me. And so was Megan. Okay, that's all it was. It was a distraction. It was something I desperately needed because I had no one in my life. Okay, and that's it. Okay, I'm not going to keep repeating myself anymore over this stuff. Okay, you are a deranged lunatic. You're a devil and you need to go to church and you need to really put some holy water on your head. And, you got to stop what you're doing, man. It's disgusting.